Hey there, off-goers, Muse here, and this week's episode of the Going Off podcast features a Patreon-requested album review. If there's an album that you would like to hear us review on the Going Off podcast, it is a one-time $40 pledge to either patreon.com/rapcritic or patreon.com/muse. We also have a new exclusive Going Off extra clip available for free to anybody visiting either of our Patreon pages. So if you like the idea of hearing exclusive Going Off extra clips, consider pledging at least $1 to either patreon.com/rapcritic or patreon.com/muse. Without any further ado, here's this week's episode of the Going Off podcast, featuring a review of LA Symphony, a discussion about Lil Yachty, and the Little Rascals for some reason. With a shit chilling on the poop deck, it's the Going Off podcast with Rap Critic and Muse.
Is that what you had? Is that the Lil Yachty line that he should have used?
Just one of the many.
Dude, Lil Yachty, man, wasting fire. You've got the name Lil Yachty,
King Boat.
Call yourself a little boat all the fucking time, and you haven't used not a boat pun. Shame on you. Shame on you. The true failure of an artist.
Here's where we get all the links from the fans in the comments going, oh, you gotta listen to his mixtapes.
Oh my god. Oh, that mixtape was bad, but this is the one you should have listened to. It's always not the one that we listened to that was the good one.
It never is, without fail. We were talking about how rappers like to waste money. And we were talking about Takeoff's Milky Way Galaxy solar system chain, which is apparently like the most expensive chain or the heaviest chain. Is like 2 pounds.
Yeah, it's apparently $500,000.
Offset apparently owns a $100,000 raindrop chain. That's fucking self-indulgent, self-referential shit.
Didn't he have that one lyric where he's like, or was Quavo, he's like, she's the one that brings that raindrop.
I love how he says it in the background. One that bring the raindrops, remember?
Yeah. He might as well just add it in there. Remember?
You know what's really funny is that I don't always think about this, but it puts it into perspective. How long it takes for songs to write and produce and like release. I wonder how far after they recorded, released, and saw the success of Bad and Bougie that they wrote I'm the One. Because I wonder how often we haven't even noticed that rappers will like reference their other songs, but it's songs they thought would be hits and weren't.
Yeah. like, oh man, y'all knew about Pipe It Up, right? It's like,
Yeah, it'd be funny if it was like, when they'll bring the raindrops, and people were like, why does he have to say it twice? Oh, it's from that deep cut, Bad and Bougie, that never got radio play ever. Nah, but yeah, Takeoff's chain, I like that it's space-themed. I don't really like how it looks, though.
Yeah, first of all, the shit costs more than a house. That's first of all. But second of all, if you're gonna get that, like, can it at least look cool? But it just kind of looks like a normal chain, like with just more circles around it.
I had commented that it looks like a grandma's charm bracelet.
Yeah.
Like it should have little pictures of his grandson's children on it, dangling off.
For $500,000, shit should look cool, right?
I wonder if it's one of those cases, and I imagine this has gotta suck, where like, you order a thing.
Yeah, you thought it was gonna look good, and you're like, oh man, this shit's gonna be so poppin', and then you get it, and you're like, oh, well, I already spent $500,000 fucking dollars.
Exactly, like what are you gonna do? Give it back? Be like, nah, make it better.
That's gonna cost even more goddamn money. No, he gets it, and then he's like, well, holy shit, I thought it was gonna look like, fucking Venus was gonna look this color, Mars is gonna look really deep red, Uranus is gonna look like blue and shit, and the guy just goes like, oh, well, if you want that package, that's actually the next tier of amount of money, and he's just like, you know what, you can go ahead and keep that.
I like to picture that they just shot him over, like, a picture of the prototype, and he was like, aw man, that looks great. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. And they're like, oh, that is what it looks like when it's finished. That's basically what we've already sent off to the fucking craftsman Well, what I think is even funnier than it not looking good is he gets it and it's way bigger than he thought it would be. Like, oh man, this isn't gonna be comfortable at all. This is 2 fucking pounds.
It's just like, god damn it.
His fucking neck is gonna be killing him.
Yeah, and it also like, do you see the way the chains look? It's that sort of like bottle cap looking chain thing that's become famous now.
Yeah, they're like interlocking, bronze and silverish looking. What do they call them? Links.
Yeah. So that shit can't be comfortable.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's like, it's expensive, I get it, but it's just, gaudy and probably kind of cold.
It's so heavy. I bet he'll be taking it off a lot.
Woo.
So, $250 burger, my man.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what they're eating, bro.
Beer and Buns restaurant to serve $250 burger. You ready for this shit? You ready to hear what the fuck goes into this $250 burger?
It's like the fucking neck of a lion or some shit. The fucking eye of a whale. The nuts of a bald eagle or something.
Kobe beef is the base. Then you got foie gras. Then you got crispy pancetta instead of bacon. Then you got white truffles and caviar on what basically looks like a fucking ciabatta bun with a handful of, like, sprouts thrown on it.
$250.
No. I don't see it.
Why don't you just eat a fucking burger filled with dollars like that shitty-ass album cover?
It's my turn to eat.
And I'm going to waste all of my money on this shitty-ass album cover. But it's not about how it tastes. It's about how your tears taste, knowing that you won't be as rich as me.
It's all about those liberal tears. They taste so good. As I'm over here eating this $250 money burger.
You better enjoy the shit out of the jelly that you'll be tasting. Let's see this shit. What? This goddamn burger. You must be fucking kidding me. 250 individual dollars is bigger than that goddamn burger.
It's true. It's served on a fucking steakhouse yeast roll from the look of it.
Get this shit the fuck out of my face.
And is anyone really gonna notice the difference between pancetta and bacon? I mean, I don't know. Yes? Molly says yes. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, in the article it says, we thought about charging $999 for it, but realized no one would buy that.
Just look at the chef's face. He knows how much bullshit this is. He's just like, you dumb motherfucker.
What does it come with? Because there's no way it's just that burger by itself. Like, does it come with, like, fries, ketchup, like a couple of hand jobs? Like, it's got to come with something.
It does say that ketchup and mayonnaise are complimentary, so you get those for free.
Oh, do you get that for free, do you?
Yeah.
How could they be so generous? Why so generous?
Well, probably because it's fucking Heinz 57. It's that fucking fancy ketchup you get at McDonald's.
Oh, but we got to talk about this, though. Lionsgate has signed up for a biopic on the controversial rap group 2 Live Crew.
Yes.
So it's all happening now. Remember in the 80s and 90s, we were getting all those rock documentaries? Mm-hmm. Now it's hip-hop's turn to eat.
And they will enjoy every bite of that burger made of money.
Oh, my God. So I remember we had the sort of, the thing that would tell us what was to come with the Notorious movie in 2009.
Yep.
Bit of a dud. I don't know how it did financially, but people aren't exactly talking about it now,
No.
Then we had Straight Outta Compton. People liked it. People enjoyed it. We realized it was a bit of a fantasy, but, people dug it.
Yeah, a bit one-sided. A bit biased.
And now, we've got what you were all really waiting for.
And we're not talking about All Eyes on Me.
Fuck that!
Fuck the Tupac movie! Who gives a shit about Tupac in 2017? It is all about 2 Live Crew.
It's all about Luke Skywalker.
It is all about that one song you know of that you probably haven't even listened to the whole way through because it's not very good.
It really isn't.
No.
It's the worst of all of the booty shaking songs from that time.
It just has notoriety, like it's an urban legend, but who's fucking listened to Me So Horny? Who has that on their iPod? Who downloaded that on their Spotify?
This really is a case of, like, the controversy is way more notable than the music.
Yeah, we're not gonna fucking see, like, them growing up, the fucking hard times they had making the album, you know, the writing process. We're not gonna see any of that shit. We're not even gonna see anything about the follow-up.
Question. Which verse does Uncle Luke actually rap himself? No, I want to see if anyone out there knows.
I don't know.
You want to know who Uncle Luke, the most notable member of the group, you want to know which verse he raps? Fucking none of them! This song is so, like, known for its notoriety more than the actual personality of the song that no one actually probably knows that he doesn't actually rap in it. They had a lot of, like, underground hits, like, look at that girl with the Daisy Dukes on, dude, look at that girl with the Daisy Dukes.
Was that them?
I think that was them.
I don't think that was them.
That might have been 69 Boys, hold on.
It was.
You know, truth be told, a lot of Miami rap, like, really sounded exactly the same in that early time.
It's like, oh, you know, Two Live Crew, that song To Butt. Oh, that was EU. Oh, you know that song Daisy Dukes. Oh, the 6ix9ine Boys. How about Tootsie Roll? 6ix9ine Boys again? Fuck. All right, I'm out.
I know. It's got to be the all I want to do is zoom. Fuck, that's Rex Effect. God damn it. What the fuck do these guys do?
No. They don't have another big hit. That's it.
No, they did the banned in the USA. I was banned in the... That was theirs. And then Pop That Coochie. Pop That Coochie. Honestly, I don't know how that one goes. But
I remember Banned in the USA. Little cash-in parody song. But that wasn't nearly as big.
Let me see. I think as a solo artist, I think Luke had some hits, right? Had to.
No. He had that one diss we listened to not too long ago.
And oddly enough, that was actually a really good diss song.
I forget who he was dissing, though.
He was dissing, like, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Oh, right. The Fuck With Dre Day.
Yeah, the Cowards in Compton, and it was actually, like, surprisingly really good. I was like, holy shit, this is, like, the best song they've ever done. People have to piss off these guys more often.
It was definitely one of the better ones, and I'm sure if you look at lists of, like, the top 10 or whatever diss tracks, it's probably not in any of those lists.
Oh my god, apparently they did a diss song to Kid and Play. What the fuck? What did they do? Okay, now I gotta hear this.
They were the fucking Joe Budden of their time. They were just fucking taking shots at everybody around them.
It's like, guys, you're the Booty Club song guys. Like, it's not that serious, gentlemen. Yeah, and I remember they also did the song, the do-I-diddy-diddy dum-diddy-do. And he's like, I met this bitch who wanted to suck my cock. Do-I-diddy-diddy dum-diddy-do. She'd suck my dick if I gave her a rock.
So, they were the Blowfly of their time, where all their shit are just parody songs.
Actually, yeah. They were really like a novelty group.
But is that going to be talked about in the band, or are they going to be looked at and presented as like...
What if they tried to do it like NWA was like, oh man, misunderstood geniuses of gangster rap. Misunderstood geniuses of the Booty Club anthem. You see, like, he's, like, writing these lyrics, and, you know, his wife comes up to him and is like, come on, baby, come to bed. We you know, you've had a lot of sleepless nights. Just come to bed with me. No, baby, I have to write this song. Her booty is as big as a... Ah, damn it! He just, like, throws all this stuff to the side.
There are so many songs. There are 18 tracks on As Nasty As They Wanna Be. Why? That is so unnecessary. You got the one everybody knows. You got Put Her in the Back. You got Dick Almighty. Come on, babe. Dirty nursery rhymes because they're fucking Andrew Dice Clay now.
Maybe this album is really good.
I would be really surprised if these songs are any good.
Maybe we're just hating because we haven't heard it yet.
They got a song called "Get the Fuck Out My House." I kind of want to hear "Get the Fuck Out of My House."
I love this though. Luke, who is apparently releasing solo albums like while Two Live Crew was a thing, because this album's called Luke featuring the Two Live Crew. It's kind of like an Eazy-E thing. Where it's like, Eazy-E's already a solo artist, and here's NWA, I'm trying to find... Oh, here we go. Pussy Ass Kid and Ho Ass Play.
Ho Ass Play. Payback is a motherfucker.
Thank you, Topic. Apparently, this, automated thing that just, releases all the songs on Spotify or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how the fuck. Yeah, I've noticed that, too.
Yeah. I got it here. The fire that Luke has for Kid and Play. Why did this even happen? Why do they hate each other? What did they do? I've never heard anything about this beef. And I don't want you motherfuckers commenting in the comment section talking about, what? You haven't heard about the beef between Luke Skywalker and Kid and Play? Tisk, tisk, where you been, rap critic? No.
Well,
why does it end like that?
Not the most powerful skit to end on.
It's not exactly the Ice Cube ending of No Vaseline.
No, not exactly.
It's actually not that bad of a diss song. It's like, oh shit, okay. I don't know why this is happening, but...
Yeah, it isn't as good as the first one, but they also don't really tell you why it's happening either.
Yeah.
What's the base? What caused this? I still don't know.
Then this song decides to end on hey, weren't you bringing over that girl? What's gonna happen with that girl? And I was thinking oh, is this gonna be him saying oh, I'm bringing over your girlfriend cause you's a bitch and I fuck your girl? Something like that. But it's just no, I just happened to record this thing where I was about to have a three-way with these girls, in case you want to hear it, I mean. It's just, why is this happening?
By the way, I had forgot that House Party 4 starring Marcus Houston came out in 2001, and that isn't really related, but House Party 3 came out in 1994 and starred your boys Kid and Play.
Yeah,
and TLC. And Immature. Wait, Immature?
Yep.
Fucking Marcus Houston!
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So that paid off.
Yeah,
interesting.
So that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Carrying on the tradition, I guess.
Certainly not was because he was the only person from the last one that was willing to reappear.
Not even fucking TLC was trying to fuck with that.
No. Absolutely not.
We got shit to do.
So, a couple things, talking about the fans helping us out. Either it was last week or the week before, we were talking about Biggie and the song Just Playin'. And there was a lyric in that song that we did not understand at the time. It was 69, try 68.
Yeah.
And we had no idea what the fuck 68 meant. Well, the fans came through, and they let us know what 68 means. It basically means someone's given you head. If the topic of reciprocating comes up, you would answer hey, how about I owe you one?
Well, I kind of figured that much.
Which means hey, I'll do it next time.
Yeah.
So it's a 69, but it's a 68 because I owe you one.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, it's not good or funny, and I don't exactly see why it needed to be worked into the song, per se. But another one that people are wanting us to talk about, because we talked about a celebrity couple last week. I guess they're ignoring the reason why we talked about that celebrity couple last week. But now everyone wants us to talk about the relationship between Nicki Minaj and Nas. I didn't even know there was one.
I remember they kissed really sloppily in that one video that she did.
Nicki Minaj confirms Nas dating rumors, admits to sleepovers.
I will say this much. I openly welcome this happening, if it is happening, if only so we can get some better inspiration for Nicki Minaj's music.
Yeah, if there's if we can benefit from this, absolutely go for it.
Yeah, like, but see, that all stems, and that sounds selfish, but at the end of the day, like, I don't fucking know Nicki Minaj. Like, I don't, like, I don't know her life. Like, it's not like, oh my god, you know, we're not one of those fucking sites that's just like, oh my god, it would be so bad if she dated Nicki Minaj. He's a bad boy, or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't care. It's their personal life. Like, it doesn't matter where they're dating. The only thing that matters to me is like, oh, is that gonna lead to good music? Because that's where I come in as far as like being a person with my own life, you know?
Did you hear that awful line? I represent Queens when I listen to a bunch of Nas. I'm a yes, and all you bitches are a bunch of Nas.
Yeah, I heard that. She has a thing about doing the I am yes and you are no. I'm pretty sure she's done that like 3 times now.
That's her fucking Lil Wayne saying he's feces.
Yeah.
Guess everyone has to have a thing. For the record, for the podcast, we just found Fresh Kid Ice of 2 Live Crew on Twitter. We're gonna follow him, and this might be our next conquest. Try to get a member of old school hip hop group like we did with Arabian Prince on the show, because I mean we got questions. We got questions about the beef with Kid and Play. We gotta know the inner goings on. We need to know about the movie. Find out about the movie. Find out how involved the fucking members of the band are. I'm curious, because I mean, with all due respect, we already spent a good bit shitting on them, but 2 Live Crew as a group in 2017, it doesn't really get talked about a lot. This week on the Going Off podcast, we are reviewing another Patreon-requested album, this time requested by Brandon Lebo Lopez. It's LA Symphony and You Still on Earth? Released in 2014. It says this was the first album in over 10 years with all 8 original members back together to release one last album that doesn't have a Wikipedia article, so it's kind of hard to look up, but it's on Spotify, so there's that.
You know, upon first listening to it, I actually really enjoyed it. Like, just listening to it and like not thinking about it on first listen, it felt like everything kind of worked together and felt really good. But you know what usually happens that second listen?
Oh no, what happened?
Well, that's when I actually have to like look at the individual lyrics and go like, oh, is this, you know, a dope bar? You know, what is this comparatively? What did the verse really add up to? And yeah, it really kind of falls apart that second time you try to, you know, parse it up. So I guess that's what you could say for it. That first time it'll be really cool, but it's not really something that you can come back to.
It was kind of similar with me in that the first time I listened to it, I wasn't really feeling it, like hardly at all. The second time I listened to it, I must have been paying a little bit more attention to it, and I got a little bit more out of it, but not a whole lot.
The first track was cool. It was definitely interesting. One of the guys felt distractingly kind of offbeat. Like, it was in a way that was like, you know, sometimes rappers do the offbeat thing and it kind of works, but his was just like, I kept trying to like tap my toe to feel what the fucking 4/4 was, you know? Very disappointing, like, very underwhelming album cover they've got going there. Have you seen this?
Yeah, it's like drawn on graphing paper or something.
Yeah, you gotta throw that up for the people. That looks really bad.
Here's something I didn't realize at the time. I did realize that it was relatively clean, lyric-wise, that there wasn't a lot of explicit lyrics. Christian group.
Okay, I didn't know that until, well, first of all, I didn't know who they were at all. I saw LA Symphony. I thought maybe it was like, is it actually like an orchestra? And like they have like a couple of rappers rapping over beats. Like, I thought that would have been pretty cool. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I would have been all for that.
Yeah, but then it was like, oh no, it's just a rap group. And then it's like, oh, are you still on Earth? And then, yeah, like I said, I heard it was a Christian rap group, and I was thinking, oh, maybe this album's gonna be about, like, the rapture or something like that, you know? It has songs called, like, Love is the Revolution and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, you know, this seems like it might be pretty cool. And then you listen to it, and it's like, not really. It's just kind of, you know, normal rap album. bunch of guys on the track. And I will say, well, some of them do, but I feel like a lot of them don't have strong enough personalities for them to have like 5, tracks in a row of just like rapper after rapper after rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of this kind of ran together for me. I mean, I'm not at all familiar with them anyway, so it's even harder to tell them apart.
Exactly. Is Pigeon John Native American? I might just be getting that wrong. Never mind. All right. Why the fuck is he named Pigeon John? Didn't he, he had one line in there where it was like, a pigeon is a bird, and John is a name. It's like really dumb.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah. Pigeon John claims his stage name was provided by Jesus, who was driving around in Inglewood. He hopped out and handed me a dead pigeon. He whispered, "Please have a good time. You're really bumming me out." I watched him sink back into the cushioned seats and drive away quickly. And that's when it happened. The pigeon started shaking violently and became awake, picked up, and flew away. I don't think I had a choice. It was pigeon or die.
Okay.
What the fuck? He later explained that he was discussing his need for a stage name with a friend when the friend suggested Chicken John, taken from the character Chicken George in Roots. Yeah, that would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't have felt that.
Now, what's interesting about this is that they're called, they call them a Christian hip-hop group, right?
Right.
You wouldn't get that listening to this.
No, because while I noticed subtly that it was relatively clean, there wasn't a lot of cursing on there, but there still was plenty of N-words being thrown around.
Yeah, exactly. And it was weird because there were, I just saw it. There was a line where he said, like, I got a bomb-ass fade, and they edited out the ass. And I was like, the last song was saying, like, yo, niggas this, nigga that, nigga this. And I was just like, well, wait a minute. Are you clean or not? Like,
yeah, that's an interesting line, I guess. Like, no way was this getting sold in, like, Christian records, like, bookstores. I mean, I guess you could still be a Christian group and still throw that around exactly. I mean, I guess you could be a Christian group and still have cursing in it. It's just whether or not you want to be family-friendly or not.
But at the same time, there's barely anything about their relationship with God or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't feel that at all.
Like, there was that one Christian rap group I listened to last year. It's not like they were explicitly just talking about God, but, they had the lines in there where they were even in their bragging, they would use, like, Christian imagery, so you could be like, oh, I see the connection there. But here, it just kind of doesn't do that at all. Like, there's maybe, like, 1 or 2 references, but, like, nothing more than any other rap group. Like, hey, most rappers in America are Christian rappers just by virtue of, most people in America are Christians, but that doesn't really mean that they're Christian rappers, you know what I mean? Like, lots of rappers mention God and things like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, are we gonna go ahead and consider Chance a Christian rapper?
Yeah, are we gonna consider Kendrick Lamar a Christian rapper?
True, yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. Maybe they're doing the thing where they're like, oh, you can't mention God that much if you want to be a Christian rapper so that you can get the secular crowd or whatever. But here, like, they don't even have, like, uplifting messages or anything like that, The
first track, Phoenix, is talking about them rising from the ashes, and I guess that's kind of a reference to them coming back together as a group where I guess, like, they didn't have everybody on the last record, so they got everybody back together. So maybe that was a reference to that. But a lot of the other songs really didn't have, like, a solid message I didn't get. Like, I don't know. Like, when you have this many tracks on an album, too, they really run together really easily, especially when none of them are especially interesting.
Yeah. But I remember Penny Loafer, I didn't even get what that song was trying to do.
That song was so fucking annoying. The chorus was really annoying.
Penny for my loafers. Turn the game over.
Penny, 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 penny. It's like, oh my god. All right.
And it seemed like one of the verses was trying to do like a thing where they're like, nickels, and I've got a dime, and I just didn't know what they were doing. And you can't even find the lyrics for this album. No one has the lyrics written anywhere. Like, literally, in order to find the track listing, I had to go to some site called Jesus Freak Hideout.
Yeah, that was the side I was just on.
Yeah, and like it had the track listing, but not the lyrics. But it's just like, I thought that was kind of funny because, like I said, this isn't really that much of a Christian rap album, so I don't know why that guy was even talking about it.
I thought the album was pretty boring, for the most part. It was kind of dull, just in how the songs they didn't stand out, like none of them stood out. There was one song in particular, though.
Dope was really good.
Dope was fun, and I liked the intro skit with Bill Cosby talking to kids.
I'm pretty sure this was right before that controversy started happening.
No, it was a song where it was like the guy it was almost like a song that was like trying to be funny.
The verses actually kind of like ended up being kind of good. Like it was talking about like addiction and, you know, this guy's addiction to like alcohol and things like that. It was weird. The final verse, what Pigeon John does, is completely unrelated to anything else. He's just like, yo, we're doing this and we're throwing it to you and you're throwing it to me. And I was like, you're kind of undercutting the seriousness of what was happening before.
The song I was talking about that was a little bit more lighthearted was Another Level.
I didn't like that one.
I didn't like it. It just stood out because it was trying to be funny.
What the fuck was up with that voice? Like, it sounded like Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, okay.
Be on another level! Like, what was that?
It was the only song with personality.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, he's saying like, yeah, I'm on another level. Like, oh man, we're doing things different. And that guy's verse is about like, I got in my car, but it didn't start, so I had to take the bus. And I met a chick, but I didn't talk to her. I'm on another level. Like, what?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're obviously not.
I think that was the point, but they just didn't go far enough with it to like make it really funny.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't over the top enough for it to matter. Like if they had done that verse about him really not doing anything that important, and then like maybe had a couple more verses where it was like amped up, where it's just like, oh man, I'm watching Netflix in my underwear. I'm on another level. You know, but it was just like, I'm watching Godfather 3 backwards in the movies. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Why did he randomly decide to do it in the islands of Waikiki?
Yeah, like, it's not another level. It's not funny. That's just random. I don't know. Like, is this supposed to be the grand reconnecting of the minds of these 8 geniuses?
The dude that requested this, were you waiting with bated breath for the new LA Symphony, and was this like everything you wanted and more? Like, did this deliver for older fans of the group? Like, oh man, they're back. This is so great. But they haven't released anything since then, so I guess this was like a one and done type deal.
I tried to go to their website, but it's literally just one page on a WordPress.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, oh, all right. I see where this is going.
Oh, boy.
Like you said, couldn't even find a Wikipedia page for this.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, these guys put a lot of time into this for a thing that, like, they're not talking about. Yeah, and I liked My Lady. I thought that was a good one. It had a good chorus. It was fun. You know, it had a topic, you know. And I liked how that one verse ended with, you know, it's just like sweet verses about their, you know, the ladies in their lives. And it's just like, she's mine, oh mine. And one guy's like, mine, oh mine. Like, really? Just calling him out for being corny. But, you know, I like that. That part had personality to it. It was just like this guy just putting himself out there. And his friends just calling him out for it. It was a song where it's talking about going through, like, you know, your daily life and you're trying to you have to go to work and you're doing all this and what are you doing it for? And you come home and you maybe have 30 minutes to yourself before you fall asleep and wake up and have to do it all over again.
Oh, yeah. I forget what song that was.
Yeah, I think it might have been Swallow, but I really liked that one. It was like, that was the first song where it was like, oh, wow, we're actually talking about something now, you know? And I'm not saying you can't have those songs about nothing, but it's just like, they really have to hit you in order for them to matter, you know what I mean? And I think it was like the LAS barbecue. That one was fun. I feel like that one should have happened earlier in the album, because that was the one where they kind of like introduced everybody, and it was like before then I was like, I have no idea who you guys are.
You can't do that shit this late.
Yeah, like, so if you're gonna have that song, like, do it, you know, first, you know? like I said, interesting beat work, but the rappers feel especially lacking for the sort of trading off verses thing that they're doing all over this album.
Yeah, this just struck me as somewhat just barely above average.
Actually, yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Like, I'm feeling 3.5 at the most.
3. Like,
yeah.
Literally, when I rated it, was like 3.187. So
Oof,
it was like,
wow.
Yeah, it's about a 3.
Yeah.
Do you remember Wonderful World? Where it had that sample, it was talking about like, oh, what a wonderful world it is. It's not the song you're thinking about, but
right.
But you know, it's like, I don't know, it's some obscure song, but it was like, oh, this sounds really nice. And you're thinking the song's gonna be about like, hey, appreciating the world, but it's just about like, oh man, you punk ass rappers, we're gonna beat the shit out of you. And it's like, what? That doesn't, huh?
Christian rap.
Yeah, exactly. This is like,
we're gonna beat your ass.
You literally had a concept that was going on the chorus. Like, it's not like, and the beat, the sound wasn't even like obscured or in the background either. It was very prominent. Like, this was the chorus of the song. And then you're just talking about beating up people. Like, that doesn't make sense. The one song where I really felt like a song sort of lived up to its potential was Nightfall. Nightfall was really good. The Nightfall will turn into sunrise for all. Had the guitar, the driving beat. The Candace Brown chick singing on the chorus. That one was a really good one.
Man, I really wish I remembered any of this. Like, all of this sounds so foreign to me, and I just listened to it last night, and I already forgot all of it.
Like, he has lyrics about, I want to be purified, and I want to pour myself into the music and let it, purify my soul. And it's just like, it's actually really cool imagery and stuff. But it's like the second to last song on the album. Actually, the last 2 songs were really good. Because in LA, where they used the California Dreamin', the California Dreamin', that's the Mamas and the Papas joint.
Ah.
I was like, okay, this is actually pretty dope. It's like, this should have been the first song.
All the songs should have been the first song.
All the good songs. I'm just trying to tell you should have cut out. There was a whole bunch of crap in here, man.
16 tracks. You don't need that.
16, maybe 4 of them really worth anything. That's 1/4 of the album. That's actually interesting.
Yeah, that's no good for a reunion album.
Yeah, and to have so many people on it, I think that's what drags it down. Like, when you have an album and it's just like 1 to 3 people, you at least remember who they are. But as soon as you pump that number up to about 8, you really have to have something interesting going, because like you said, the people just kind of go by after a while. And the only people who were really notable to me were, I think, Pigeon John when he came in, but only because he was the only person who, like, said his name the most. I think there was, like, Uno Mas, and he had a line about, like, something about playing Uno, and then that one guy who always seemed like he was offbeat. And he was only notable because I was specifically tapping my toe like, oh my god, please stop rapping like that. And there was one guy who started off the 2 good tracks on the album. 2 of the really good ones. I think it was Love is the Revolution and Dope. He started off those like both times, and I was like, oh, I like that guy. I don't know who he is, but I like him.
That guy should have started the album. So, 3s from the both of us then.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. It needed way more interesting going on in order for what they were doing to matter. Especially if you, like, this should be a thing, especially when you have a group full of people, you should especially feel on your game to be like, I need to stand out among these people. Like, that's what I feel like a lot of the early Wu-Tang Clan was kind of doing. You know, it was like, I need to have my verse be the best. I need to have my verse be the best. You know, and that's kind of the energy that you get from a lot of their early work. This really feels like the sort of, we don't really have to try. I guess we're coming together. We like hanging out, you know. The LAS barbecue was kind of the spirit of the whole album, which is just, hey, we're a bunch of guys 15 years on, just having fun. It's like, that's great, but, you know, as someone who has no personal investment in this group, like, this doesn't really matter. And the album, once again, that album cover really shows you just the amount of effort you're going to be hearing on this album.
Yeah, if I was waiting for their new release and that was like, hey guys, new album coming soon, here's the artwork, I would not have high hopes.
And fact that it's called, oh, you're still on Earth? Like, like this was really about to be some fucking psychedelic space-bound, blow your fucking shit open, insanity. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You put a fucking spaceship on the cover.
Like, it's called L.A. Symphony. Like, I thought I was looking forward to, like, lush sounds, really cool, challenging music. But it's just kind of like, eh. And you know what's funny? I was looking through their older albums, and I was thinking, like, oh, maybe their older stuff's gonna, maybe their older stuff's better. One of their albums called Baloney.
Oh.
That also doesn't sound very promising.
No, that doesn't get me excited for it.
And the thing is, the album cover is just a sandwich, and I don't see any bologna on it.
Oh.
Like, what the hell is this?
This is not what I ordered.
What is this group? It's a sandwich that all you can see on the sides is, like, the lettuce. Like, are you serious?
I'm looking at it now. It's just a lettuce sandwich.
Are you motherfuckers giving me a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread? Like the fucking guy from that old Little Rascals short?
Oh, what?
You guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember that. What are you talking about?
Oh my god, there was this old Little Rascals short where it was this guy, he was trying to eat a soup for his birthday, and the Little Rascals kids kept fucking annoying him with trying to give him gifts that were basically just animals they found on the way to his house. And they were going like, happy birthday, Mr. Hood. Happy birthday to you. To make your birthday turn out good, I bring this present to you. And the fucking dude had the whiniest voice. He's like, oh, thank you, a frog. Just what I always wanted. Now, can I please get back to my soup? All I had today is a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread.
Dude, I fucking have a Little Rascals box set. I haven't thought about that fucking short in so long. Forgot all about... Just like... Please, leave me alone. Forgot all about
We'll talk about this Flash Jordan and Gordon person.
I had no idea you were fucking familiar with Little Rascal shorts. That's hilarious.
Dude, who was that woman? Was that actually his mom? Because he kept calling her mama. Remember, he's like, but mama.
Oh, yeah, mama. Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
Is that his wife? Like, why the fuck are you calling your wife mama like that? Like a little bitch.
Well, I know fucking Mike Pence does that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
If that ain't some fucking Oedipus shit for your ass.
Yeah, I know Reagan used to do it. Mike Pence does it. If you look up Happy Birthday from the Little Rascals, that's fucking in there. All I've had to eat today is a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread. Hold on, I need to hear this.
Why the fuck are you eating a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread? Like, you know what? If all you could get was a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread, like, that's your problem, bro.
Mama. Oh, yeah, I forgot his little baby is a dick, too. Man, who could be a fucking dick? They giving him a cat? A fucking duckling?
And a frog.
These are decent presents, Mr. Hood. You're an asshole. No wonder you were only in one short and never heard from again.
Oh, remember he used to say, when he got like super pissed off, he said, this is the end.
This is the end. Such a different time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's supposed to be Darla's father, isn't it?
Yeah, because her last name is Hood.
Yeah, and you'd never really see that guy again.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no, like, rappers out there. Female rappers call themselves, Darla Hood.
That's not a bad name, dude.
Dude, that would honestly be the perfect name. In her first album, it'd be like a young rapper, maybe like 17. She'd be like the Little Rascal,
Come on.
Dude, that'd be genius. I'm giving away fire here.
It would be funny to us because we know the old shit, and it would be nostalgic for other people for, like, the movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I know we're about to wrap this up, but I gotta ask you, as someone who is familiar with the older shorts, did you like the movie?
I don't remember liking it that much because...
I didn't like it.
Because I was just confused. I was just like, I mean, it's not them. I mean, not that they could get them, but, like, so the fuck what? That, like, it is basically like that, it was like it basically just felt like that and like Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
And like Richie Rich, just all those movies like, remember these things? They're movies now.
Yeah, I remember the movie tried to like reference a whole bunch of shorts, and it was like I recognized what they were referencing, but it wasn't nearly as funny as the originals.
Yeah, they don't work in a movie format. The reason why the shorts are so good, they're kind of, like I said, they're not something that really work in a movie format. They're a bunch of kids who obviously aren't very good actors, and they're just doing these ridiculous things, you know? And to put it in a professional sort of like, you know, 1990s context doesn't really work because you're not using what the originals were. It was a bunch of poor, dirty kids who really did look poor and dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really were just like these amateur actors and shit doing these ridiculous things. Like, that's what made those so great. And to polish that and try to put that on a film, it's just like, it just doesn't work. I mean, I appreciate not having the racism, but you know.
Yeah.
What else do you have to sacrifice for that to be made into a movie, you know?
That's really how they should have advertised it. Little Rascals, now without the racism.
Oh my god, there's so many. If you look up the skits, like look them up on Wikipedia, like pretty much every one of the entries says, was edited later for racial content.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty much all of them are like, parts were edited out for racial content.
There were some that were really upfront about it, like unapologetically racist, but I guess other ones were like a bit more subtle.
It is kind of interesting though. That was just like, there were just it was just white and black kids, and it didn't really matter for the most part until they randomly, like the kids themselves, as far as like the dialogue was concerned, I don't think they ever made like direct, like, Porky doesn't like Stymie because he's black. Like, there was never anything like that.
Nah, they just got along fine.
Yeah, it was only, like, stuff that, like, the directors would put in, like, when the lights turned off and all the black kids, you could only see their eyes. Like, stupid shit like that. It was just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
There was one episode, or short, where someone was wanting to hang out with Buckwheat, and the parent said, "Oh, you mean that little pickaninny boy?"
Holy shit.
And if you look that up on Wikipedia, it just comes out, noun, offensive, a small black child. But yeah, other ones were, like they turned the light out and you just had like they had to animate like cartoon eyes.
Yeah, or a stupid one where it was like a skeleton showed up and of course the only person who was scared was like Stymie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, stupid shit like that was just like, okay, that's not, like, that's just dumb. Like, wouldn't anyone be scared of a skeleton if it was moving like that? Like, why only him, you know?
The one I remember being the most, like, oh my god about was, it was the episode where they were baking a birthday, like, cake, and they were putting all this wacky shit into the cake. Like, I remember they put, like, a bar of soap and a mouse trap as, like, prizes. And like there was like a girl's like hairbrush that they put in the cake and all of this. And at one point, I forget if it was Buckwheat or Stymie, but yeah, like he does like the brush his forehead, sweat, whipped his hand to like splat the sweat off, and it like did like a black splatter on the wall.
Oh, for God's sake!
Like he was sweating black. Like that was just like, what the fuck?
Like, why?
Yeah, that was my main.
Do you sweat white?
That was my main takeaway. It was just, why did you have to put that in?
Yeah, like the racism feels so like unnecessary. I mean, racism is unnecessary anyway, but it's just like you had to specifically go out of your way to do that.
Yeah.
I remember someone was they were trying to get on a train. They were trying to trade clothes with some other kids. And they were talking about, like, all the food that's on the train, and they're like, you know, they got macaroni and, you know, juice, and then they said, and watermelon, and of course they cut to fucking Stymie, and he licks his lips.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I could almost taste that watermelon now.
It's just like, God damn it.
Come on.
And, of course, Stymie used to like to gamble, And
oh
there was
my
something
god,
about,
he was always shooting craps.
Yeah. And there was something about, like, his dad went away and never came back, like something like that. Although they're all orphans, so why does it specifically need to be noted for him?
Oh yeah, that's true.
They were all orphans. And it's actually kind of sad when you think about it. Like, it's like, what was this Depression era? Well, they went through that time, but just the idea of, like, you know, hey, let's have a laugh at the fact that these kids have no parents and they're all just, like, going around having adventures with no one to, like, keep them healthy or in check.
Thank you so much for checking out this week's episode of the Going Off podcast. If this is your first time listening, thank you very much for checking us out. You can listen to all our old episodes on SoundCloud, and you can subscribe to our show on iTunes. That's the easiest way to get every new episode as soon as it comes out. Otherwise, they are released every Saturday morning on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, help us out on Patreon, give that one last mention. And until next week, I'm Muse.
And I'm Rap Critic. Telling you, guys, read the article before you comment on something on how you hate it. Don't just read the article title, read the actual article.
Now listen here, young men, I've had nothing to eat all day but a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread, and as master of this house, I'm going to...
Johnny, I'm surprised. You should be happy the boys remembered your birthday. The least you can do is open the package.
But, Mama...